All right, what's up? Look at that.
What is up? Ooh, right to start. Zombie says hi.
Yeah. Dude, I am sorry. I said I was gonna get the intro ready, and I didn't. I just didn't have the time, man.
It's all good. Listen,
next week.
Fly. It's all good. We kind of just wing it. So,
yeah. Cool. Well, we use that generic 30-second countdown. But I swear, man, anybody watching it's a good intro. You gotta finish it. Yeah,
it's all good.
But yeah, my name is Tim Kramer. I'm with Will Peppa MD. What is up, man? We got a quick. Thank you, Oli. And then Benjamin said, "Let's all go to the movies." I love that cartoon. I do too. And best thing, it is copyright free. Public domain, baby.
There you go.
So, but the music is all. The music sounds kind of similar to what the music was.
Back when,
you know, I mean, that was
back when
yeah.
Nickelodeon didn't just mean like a network; it was actually shows.
Yeah.
Bless you. Salud.
But the drive-in before in West Chicago, not too far from where I live, there was a drive-in that was still around, and they had played the intro to that, like that, like show starts in 2 minutes, you know, and then it's like people going to the concession stand and stuff like that. It was awesome. It's definitely like old school stuff.
I miss that. I miss that feel of going to the movies, right? We don't get that sparkle that people, like, especially our parents, they used to have like a whole shebang, right? You'd go eat some burgers, you'd eat some tall malts, you know.
Man, dude, the drive-in was fun. It closed at the end of 2019.
Oh wow!
Right before COVID, dude. It would have made a killing. It would have made a killing. Wow. It was called Cascade. It was called Cascade. We got Brian in here. I love that drive-in. It was a fun drive-in, and they had just upgraded, so they had a good picture. I mean, it was fun, dude. I would go there a lot. We would go there once I found out where it was at, and I didn't live too far from it. It was a good drive, you know, or a good time, you know. Get some pizza, go hang out. So
do they still do the audio through the radio? You got to tune to the right.
Yeah. They had the station, and they had the little things that you hang on the inside.
Oh, look at that.
So that's good. So I would do that, and I would have the car radio going, you know, and then everyone would need a jump because their car battery would die at the end. So, but it was usually 2 movies, sometimes 3 movies, and it was fun, man. It was fun. They would have made a killing in 2020, man.
No pun intended, right? Nah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, there would have been a lot of money for sure.
Yeah. Brian said Cascade had 2 movies for the price of 1. Yep, that was it, man.
Yeah.
There sometimes they did 3 movies. I mean, that would be a long night. But
I heard about that.
Yeah. It would be fun though if you were there just full on hanging out on a Friday night. Get there at 7 and don't come home till like 2 a.m.
Fun.
It was good times, man. Good times. It's supposed to come back. They're trying to get it to come back. I hope they do, because I could definitely, you know, we go see some movies at the drive-in.
Yeah, right.
Do a live Spoiler Kings at the drive-in. That'd be cool. Get a little table and shit. People did that. Tables and people eating out and barbecuing in the front.
Okay,
that's cool stuff.
It's an idea.
Cool
Hopefully
stuff.
That comes to fruition, right?
Yeah,
next year?
We'll see if they come back. I mean, everyone wants them to come back out here in the burbs, but yeah, man, we are we are talking Encanto this week. So this weekend for movies really sucked, man. There was nothing. I mean, it's legit the calm before like the crazy, you know, holiday storm that's coming. You know,
I'm so pumped.
Yeah. So we wind up going back and watching Encanto. They came out 2 weeks ago. Yeah. So it kind of worked out.
That was the movie we were supposed to do last week, and this was your idea, and I thought it was a really good idea, and I was like, I want to do it, but then you kind of we kind of talked about it, right? We're like, hey, I brought up that Resident Evil was a movie that just also came out, and
That's him again.
like, and Encanto, you kind of already know what to expect. Being a Disney Pixar movie, at best, or I'm sorry, at worst, just like your words, you said,
Yeah.
At worst, you're gonna get a great movie. Like
Yeah.
you're not gonna get anything that's subpar. Like Disney Pixar has put the bar up here to where their storytelling, their visuals, their likability to buy merch. They're just they got it on lock. So we ended up opting for the Resident Evil last week, and then this week we brought this one back, and it made sense because this week, like you said, nothing going on. Let's include the other one that we missed out on. That probably would have been a great review that week as well. But now we get to do it. So.
I think it was a good call though, because Resident Evil got a lot of interaction on it, so there's a lot of fans for Resident Evil. So that's really good. We appreciate all the views on that, man, with everybody. But this one's a complete 180.
Yeah, seriously.
This is kid friendly musical. I think I posted somewhere, I forgot where I'm like, does Lin-Manuel Miranda just write every musical now? Like, does he just write everything for every musical?
I mean, why not when every single one's a home run? You're right.
Yeah.
As well. Like, my man's can keep going, and I'll still spend that money for that guy.
I don't think he was a voice. I don't think he was a voice though, which is kind of weird. Oh, I don't think so. I don't see him on the cast. But he did write all the music. It was definitely his style. If by the second ish song, the one with the sister, the strong sister, like her song, I'm like, oh, that's definitely a Lin-Manuel song, like for sure. But yeah, good. I enjoyed the music. It's always really good. But yeah, man, you want to watch the trailer real quick, and you want to do a quick breakdown?
Sure. I got a quick synopsis, a quick little just snippet of what this movie's about. We'll kind of talk this out as soon as we get the trailer up and going. And 3,
we go.
2. So for this movie, Disney Pixar, you're able to see the trailer right here with us live right now. But when we re-release this video, you're gonna notice that it's taken away. So take advantage of this. So this movie, Encanto, incorporates the Madrigals, who is an extraordinary family who lives hidden in the mountains of Colombia in a charmed place called the Encanto. The magic of the Encanto has blessed every child in the family with one unique gift. Every child except Maribel, who's our main character. So, however, she soon may be the Madrigal's last hope, even no power and all, or no special gift, when she discovers that the magic surrounding the Encanto is now in danger. So, with this magic that they're talking about, everything I want to say in this movie that you'll notice when you go see it is a big metaphor. So, like, everything kind of represents something else, and they really double down on that for like every part, every role in this movie. So you'll see like the tree of life, the tree of like the family tree. They use all these like little icons and like different theme
symbolism,
to show you a home and a family's home and blah blah blah. And then, like, for example, you'll see the sister talking about how she's like the chismosa, she's the gossip girl, and because she's the gossip girl, her special gift, her power, is like just knowing so much and having all this knowledge. She can like hear it from like far away. She got like supersonic hearing almost. And then like a lot of them have something like that. So I think Maria or Isa, I forgot her name actually, but there's one sister that she has like super strength, and we all know, in a lot of Hispanic families, there'll be that one like middle child or something where they're more on the huskier side, and they're just a freaking tank. They can just carry everything. They just, and we all have those. We all have a really strong sister, or we have, some kind of cool power. I feel like this being a Disney movie. Luisa, there you go. This movie could definitely tie into the MCU. I almost feel like it. These are like mid-grade
superpowers
or something. Yeah, right.
Yeah, a lot of superpowers.
But with that being said, you want to jump into some of the things that you liked in this movie?
Oh yeah. Um Man, so right off the bat, you're already kind of like getting into a little bit of the cast. The
Yes.
voice actors for this is
Mm,
pretty big. I mean, Stephanie Beatrice was the main character. She was Maribel,
nice.
right? Yeah. And
Yep.
she's been in everything. I mean, how many movies us alone reviewed where she was in it, like but she's, I
Yeah.
think, really well known for being in Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yep.
She's like the hard ass um detective in it. But yeah, I mean, she was in another musical, with
In the
Lin-Manuel
Heights.
Miranda, In the Heights.
Yeah, we reviewed that one as
So
well.
yeah, so she's kind of like the it kind of thing now. I feel like right now is like her really big time where she's really kind of going. And I enjoy her. I think she's pretty cool. And then I think the other big one is Maria Cecilia. She, I believe, was also in the Heights. Right, I think she
Yeah.
plays the grandmother. Always plays the grandmother. That's just like her role
Yeah.
now.
Hmm.
Um, and but yeah, I liked her. She didn't sing. Oh, she did sing. Yeah, she did. She had some singing parts.
Yeah.
Um, so and then the big one, John Leguizamo. That was a perfect
Yeah.
casting for his character and what they did, and him being a little goofy and very superstitious. Like he would like knock on wood, and everything had to be like like 5 times or whatever he did. Like that was like
Yeah, like
I
OCD.
like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I like that. But I also like going through it. Fez was in it. Wilmer Valderrama.
Yeah, he was.
He was in it. But I know a lot of the other actresses and actors are pretty big in like a lot of the Spanish soap operas and Spanish shows and stuff like that. So they're pretty popular in it. And then the oddball of everything, Alan Tudyk.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Jesus.
He was the voice of the bird, I think.
Oh wow, there
He
you
was
go.
he was the toucan kind of thing.
That's
So I
good.
thought I kind of laughed. I was like, yeah, of course. It's like
He
like
always has
all these
odd
like
character roles.
he
Like,
does.
do you remember some of his roles? You ever seen him in Dodgeball?
Dodgeball. He was like the pirate guy in Dodgeball.
Yeah.
He was in Rogue Squadron. Was it Rogue Squadron? Yeah. No.
Maybe.
Rogue One. Rogue One. Jeez. He was
Oh,
he
he's
was the
in Rogue
robot in Rogue One.
Ah, there you go.
Yeah, he does other like silly little things. I love him. He was Firefly. He was in Firefly. He was in The Knight's Tale, which was one of my favorite movies. Yeah, so yeah, he does a bunch of random kind of stuff. Big voice actor though. I think he does a lot of voice acting.
Right.
But yeah, I thought that was just funny. It's just like this one white dude. So, but yeah, the casting was great. The singing was obviously amazing. Like with Lin-Manuel Miranda. There's like, of course, it's gonna be good. A Disney movie and Lin-Manuel Miranda. But I think just the story in general was just a well done story in an hour and a half. Told a good story. No really boring moments.
No.
So yeah, it was just yeah. So yeah, just I mean, overall, like everything you could think about, it hit. It looked beautiful. I mean, the bright colors that you can see behind me, the house.
Yeah.
Very very bright and colorful. So it was pretty good. With the animation, of course, Disney Pixar. What do you expect? It's going to look amazing. But yeah. What about you, man? What are some things you like?
So, when the movie Encanto came out, I didn't really get a lot of hype from it as much as I did from like Coco being another Latino based movie and having a Latino based like story. And so I wasn't expecting a lot, but it won me over just because it is a Disney Pixar movie, right? When watching it, I had seen it in the theater, so my son, he enjoyed it, but it was one where even kids like sat down and were like actually trying to watch the movie. So I was like, okay, if it got these kids on lock, it must be a good movie. My favorite parts were definitely Okay, we're definitely when let me think. When I would see different powers, like I think my favorite, and it was one of the first gifts that was given to a youngin, was I forgot
Mm.
his name, but the little,
Oh, the
the first
little
kid with the toucan bird.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well, he gets a power that yeah. Do you know his name? I don't know.
I'm looking for it because that's
Is
his
he
name. I
Renzi?
don't remember his name.
Is he played by Renzi? I don't know.
Possibly. I think it was on Z.
Either way, um, little dark skinned boy. He's like super nervous, right, to receive his gift, because it's like a almost like a ceremonial type event when you receive your gift. Kind of reminds me of the movie The Giver, or the book The Giver. Like everyone has
Mm-hmm.
a specific role, and it's such a ceremonial type thing that if it gets messed up, you're just like shunned from the family. And that's kind of what the main character, spoiler alert, that's kind of what she experiences. She's the one that does not receive her gift, when she was supposed to be presented with one. And it was just like a
Yeah.
real odd thing. Like, how come her whole family has all these cool powers and she's just regular? Right, like, and they're magical. Like, if you see the house, right, even behind you, you see those barrels or those like wooden to your right side, right by that pink tree.
Yeah.
That side, yep,
Yeah.
yeah. There's like floating barrels or something. Like some work is getting done, and it's just through.
What's the whole cart? Yeah,
yeah.
There's the cart right there, and then obviously she.
There you go. Yeah, right. She's doing some kind of brujeria.
Yeah,
and it's just she's just the odd one out, and I feel so bad. I guess she really. I like the idea that she relates to a lot of people that feel like they're the black sheep of the family, or feel like they're the ones that don't fit in. I love that connection when it comes to a younger audience. So it was cool to see her do that, and then I like the ending. We'll get to that in just a second after we get to our dislikes. But the ending is what I almost love the most, because then we see a possible power, or not power, gift that what's her name, Maribel receives. So that was really, really touching, and I was like, huh. Okay.
Yeah.
But we'll get to that in just a hot second. Yeah. But for the most part, yeah, colors were amazing. It's just you're just like in Google Gaga land when you're watching this movie. You're just like, wow, like so many colors, so much movement and animation, of course, being the movie that it is from the Disney Pixar. It's amazing to watch. So I highly suggest that if you do watch this, watch it right now, or we'll see, at least in theaters, streaming, it was not in streaming, so that's something to kind of think about too. But as far,
I think a lot of people expected it to be out on like Disney Plus.
They did, right?
They're like, oh, it's Disney Plus, right? I'm like, no, like you got to go to the theater to see this one. So,
but for the most part, it was well done, well put together. There's nothing that made me question the movie. Like it's just your typical Disney Pixar movie, honestly. But with that being said, do you have anything else you want to add? Maybe you thought of? If not, dislikes.
Yeah, no, I mean, nothing like particular with the likes. It was just like, yeah. Oh, we got Brian. Isn't Maribel the gift? That's why she wasn't given one. Yeah, it could. Well, we're gonna get into that, but it can be interpreted a few different ways.
I have my interpretation, which we'll get to that later, and then we'll talk about you, or you can go. Actually, you probably go first, and then I'll tell you mine. But before we get to that, let's get to the things that kind of stuck out to us that rubbed us the wrong way, or maybe we didn't like too much. Anything that you didn't find appealing as a viewer?
The grandmother, man. I think she. I don't know with her and Maribel's their relationship. It was very. I don't know, man. It's like I get why they did what they did, but that was the one thing where it's like at points you're like, oh, screw the grandmother, she's an a-hole, for being the way she is, Yeah. But yeah, I mean that was the one thing. It was like, I mean, obviously there was no like bad guy in the movie, with a lot of these Disney, Pixar movies, there's no like villain. But there needs to be some kind of like tension. And obviously between them two would be good because she didn't get the power or didn't get any power, you know, when it was her time. And the grandmother was just like kind of worried about the family, you know, and it was like, and then everything's happening. You kind of like, well, you're the only one that's not like the rest, and you know, is it's your fault? And I was like, oh man, that don't put that on her, man. You know,
right?
So that was the one thing where, you know, I mean, I didn't hate it. You know, it didn't ruin the movie or anything. It was just, you know, the plot point where I was like, you know, it was just like, I'm like, screw you, grandma. I was like, you suck. You know, it's like, but yeah, and then there was times when it was a lot happening on screen because it is so colorful and everyone has all these powers. There were a few times, you know, when things got chaotic where it was a lot of things. You know, you had the one sister with the clouds over her head, so it was like rainy and stormy and dark, you know, and then the flowers everywhere and you know, animals everywhere. It was super cool, and I get it's super probably cool for kids, but there were a couple parts where it was just like a lot a lot on the screen at once. And then the shapeshifter kid, Camilo. Yeah, I liked him and hated him too. I was like, who wants to be greeted by themselves? Like, he's greeting everybody at the door, but he's turning into them. I'm like, I don't want to hug myself. Like, what? It was like, I thought that was funny, but that was like weird. But yeah, I don't know. What about you, man? Any bad parts or parts that you were kind of like, eh?
I forgot to mention one of my favorite ones was that guy, the shapeshifter. He was just the odd. He reminds me of like he's a comedy relief. Like when stuff gets sad or something, he reminded me of like a Deadpool, and so I liked him a lot. But things that stuck out to me that rubbed me the wrong way, I do have to agree with you. The grandma, I didn't get really grandma vibes from her. Like she more seemed like a bratty aunt. Like that's what I kind of felt like.
Dude, that's perfect. That's the perfect way to explain it. Yeah,
because when you think of a grandma or like the idea of having a grandma, right? Usually they're more warm. They're not your mother, right? Or you're, you know, higher up. They're one above you that they're retired. They're done parenting, right? That's the way they think. They want to just spoil. Usually, right? Usually, it's not everyone's grandparents, and I can't speak for everyone's grandparents. But
that's like the trope,
right? Exactly.
You know, that's the thing. Yeah.
And I didn't really get that from her. I was hoping that times when she would be kind of like selfish and not like cater to Maribel's needs and like her, you know, being empathetic for her, which I feel like was lacked. And that was done on purpose, obviously to progress the storyline. I get that part. But I wish they would have thrown a little bit more of those grandma type moments where it's like, hey, I just like scolded you, but hey, here's like a dinner meal or something, or here's like, you know, here's $10 or something, like go buy yourself something nice, you know, like something that like a grandma would do. Like they didn't really include that, or they didn't include something that I'd expect from a Latino movie to include. So that kind of drove me a little bit like I didn't get a grandma vibe, and I'm so glad that you did brought it up because it was a perfect segue to that. But that was one thing that kind of rubbed me the wrong way. And then besides that, I think that's it. I think I was gonna point out that the movie was like super short, so like. You gotta plan accordingly when you got like little kids. You can't just go to the movies and do nothing after you. So you gotta take them to Chuck E. Cheese or something after. I don't know. You gotta make
go get lunch, dinner.
Yeah, right. So that's something that it wasn't a bad thing, but I was like, whoa, super short, an hour and a half.
Hour and a half, yeah.
So I would have liked for it to be longer, but I'm not mad that it wasn't long or that it was short. It was just like, okay, cool. Yeah. But that's really the only. What's that,
Brian? Brian said she kicked out her own kid, which is effed up. Yeah, see, I think that's what everyone thought, but then you find out like he just left, right? Like he said he like Bruno like left because he felt like everyone was like angry at him for telling the future kind of thing. That was his gift, was being able to tell the future. But it's also like you can interpret the future good or bad, you know what I mean? So
He felt blame or some kind of guilt every time he would say.
Yeah.
He even mentioned it too. He was like, "Yeah, if I tell him that this is gonna happen, they're gonna be like, oh, well, why are you making it like this?" And it's like, no, you're just the messenger. You're just saying what's gonna happen. Why are you getting mad at me? And I totally get that.
Yeah. But I mean, yeah, that whole relationship, but also like being afraid to like confined in like who's supposed to be like the centerpiece of the family, you know, the mom or the grandmother. Right. You know, it's like that's her own kid, and he's like, oh, she judges too much, you know, like that whole thing. I was like, man, you know, that's rough. But yeah, that saying she's a crappy aunt, like that's exactly, man. She didn't have the grandma vibes.
No, not at all.
Yeah, but yeah. So before we get into the ratings, you want to talk about the ending?
Yes. So
Maribel
finally gets her gift at the very, very end of the movie. Very end. You got to stick around for that one. And we find out that her gift is like a general ass gift. So like we've noticed that her family, just like any family, can fall apart and have cracks and flaws, right? And in the movie, that's actually exemplified, you know, spoiler alert, we are the spoiler kings. That is exemplified in the movie with like cracks to the home and their enchanted little house and whatnot. Everything starts to like break little by little, like physically, like visually. But for some reason, only Maribel can see it. And a few other ones start to like notice, but they try to like ignore it. And then when she sees this, like it's almost like a metaphor, but they also show it too, is she's like, hey, you know, we know like we're not perfect, you know, like with the girl that was super strong, the sister that was really strong, she was like, hey, you know, you don't always have to carry the load, right? Like you can take a break, you can do this, you can do that. And you can still be just fine, you know, like work on yourself. It was almost like a mental health kind of thing, but it was also towards her strengths. So I was like, that's awesome that they included some kind of trope like that in the movie. And in doing so, everyone started to like lose their powers, which was a little weird and also freaked out grandma. And so what I think the ending was of her getting her power was every time you know, her family was in trouble or something, she would notice the house actually start to move and stuff and like break apart or like move or shift this way. And so at the very end, we see that like house gets put back together, and it wasn't because she had a power. It was more because she was like, in my opinion, she was like the glue to the family, or like the glue to put in the house back. And so even though she didn't do it with magic, you know, she got the whole, like, what was it, the whole hood, the neighborhood, or the town,
the village,
the whole village town to kind of come together and help bring this house back up, which was like falling apart and whatnot. What do you think? What do you think her power was given?
I mean,
or what's going through your mind?
Yeah, more or less. I mean, like with everyone, they opened the door. They got a room. They got a room in the house. You know what I mean? And every time, you know, somebody got of age, they would get the room, and it'll be their own room. You know, like Antonio, who was the little kid that got his power with the animals. He opened the door, and it was like a jungle, and he was able to talk to animals, and you know, and so they all get like their own stuff. She didn't get a room, you know, and that was the big thing, you know. And then for me, it's like you find out it's like she doesn't get a room because when she went to open the house door, then it glowed. So it's like she doesn't get a room because she gets the whole house. You know what I mean? So it's like she is like kind of the thing. And then you definitely like, for me, is like by the end of the film was like the grandma was like not forcing people to do stuff, but like kind of like pushing, you know. It's like, hey, we have to do this, we have to be better, we have to do this, you know, you have to marry him, you have to, you know, Luisa, the strong girl, is like, you have to go help everyone out, you know. And it put a lot of pressure on the kids, you know, because even like Isabel was like, I don't want to marry him, I don't want this, I want to be able to not be Miss Perfect, you know. So, and then the sister, the Maribel, was the one that was like, you don't have to be perfect, or you don't have to carry the load. And so she was just like the opposite of her grandmother's, like, you're great, but you need to be you know. So it was like stuff like that. So that was one thing. When she touched the doorknob, and the whole house kind of came back alive, was like, she just didn't get a room. She got the entire house, and you saw that even like for me is like, going back and thinking about it is like, she talked to the house more than anybody else. She literally talked to the house, you know what I mean? And the house helped her a lot, like looked out, even when it all came crashing down, the last thing the house did was protect her, was covered her up, because the house knew the importance of her is like, like, hey, the house is going to look out for the rest of the family, but somebody needs to look out for the house, which envelops the whole family, which is her, so like her power is making sure everyone else has their power kind of thing, like she's the glue, like you said. So yeah, I can kind of see that, I guess Brian is kind of saying the same thing, isn't Maribel the gift? And that's why she wasn't given one. Yeah. She's kind of like, she's the thing that everyone can like, comes like she is going to be the old grandma that you expect to see, you know what I mean? Like she's going to be the one like, eventually, as she gets older, she's going to be the one giving out the powers. That's how I see, she's carrying the candle to all the doors and stuff like that. So yeah, right. But that's the one thing I thought was like, she doesn't get the room, she gets the house, so it's like she is in charge now. That's what I felt like, like cool, the grandma started it, but she Maribel understands the house, understands the power. So I don't know. It was a very, very good ending. It could be looked at a bunch of different ways, which is what I like too. But it just at the end, either way, it makes the movie shows you how important she is, even without like powers. So yeah, I like that. Very, very like strong women kind of thing, and family oriented and stuff like that. So very, very good like themes and stuff. But yeah. I don't know, anything else?
I will point out, it's not like a like or a dislike, but something that should be, I guess, talked about is the symbolism of the candle that was given out all these powers is a really powerful thing, right? So you think about a candle, it's constantly burning and it gets shorter and shorter and shorter until it's done, right? And so you mentioned something that kind of reminded me about this, in which you mentioned like now Maribel's the one that's going to be kind of looking after the house, or really the one that like has the house in her hands, because she literally had the freaking doorknob of the house in her hands. And so I feel like from the grandma who built this house, metaphorically, right, she's almost like passing the mantle to Maribel almost. And like and I want to say it's because maybe the grandma's candle was like her internal candle was burning out, and maybe she was kind of done running the house because she couldn't run it as perfectly as she wanted it to. She had this strict, kind of strict kind of commanding vibe that she was like, hey, like how you said, you do this, and this is how it's gonna be. And sometimes you gotta, not just give the tough, but also give the love when you give tough love. And so that's what was lacking. And Maribel really brought that yin to her grandma's yang, that not only being so strict, but also show like, hey, empathy. Like, I understand you're doing this and you don't got to go through all that, like sometimes you can chill, you don't got to keep going, 110% all day, every day, because at some point you're going to burn yourself out. And so that candle has like so many different like outlets to kind of be a symbol. And so I thought it was really important to kind of like point that one out.
Big time, because even the beginning of the movie, which I'm like, of course is a Disney movie where they kill one of the parents. I was like, come on, Disney always kills, one or both of the parents. Yeah. Like ever since Bambi, so yeah. So obviously the grandfather, as they're like fleeing, he tries to stop like these invaders or whatever. But he, the love that they had, she was the light of the family. And like you said, I didn't even think about that, but the candle, it starts, going away and falling apart because she's also getting older. So is that a little bit of foreshadowing if they decide to do a sequel? Like, grandma ain't coming back for number 2, because well, she was the light, but now there's a new flame, I mean, there's a new like, flame for the candle or whatever you want to call it.
That's what I see. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
For
interesting.
sure.
And even Brian goes, "That's interesting." I almost saw the Kendo as the grandfather, so yeah, he was the one that kept everything together. But now Maribel, would be the one to carry out that role. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
Fair.
And they kind of tied it in even at the end when Maribel saw like what her grandmother went through, with all that, they had the she saw like the memory and stuff like that. So it's like I get why you were so strict. I get why you were the way you were because of what happened, but we're here, like you don't have to do this like alone. You don't have to be the only strong one anymore.
True.
So yeah, it was like you said, the symbolism in this whole movie was a lot. I mean, even for
10.
like for even for a kid, it was like a kid could probably catch on the littler, smaller things, and all the way to like very deep, things with the sands of time with Bruno's room and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that was pretty awesome. You want to get into the reviews?
Let's do it.
All right.
What do we got? So over here at the Nerd Huddle, us two spoiler kings review movies a little bit differently. So we either rate movies instead of the whole star system or how many stars. We rate movies either one of three rays that you see on your screen. So we're either going to rate a movie a watch now, a watch later, or a watch never. A watch now means you got to drop everything and go see this movie right away because it's that good. A watch later means, hey, it's all right of a movie, but you can like leave it on the back burner because it ain't that good, but it's eh. And then a watch never means don't even give any time or movie to this, to this movie because no, it's just so bad. So with that being said, what did you think out of these three? What do you rate it?
Ooh, I probably gotta give it a now. Especially if you have kids. I think I know Brian is in chat and he saw it with his daughters and he's just like all of them, all of his family loved it. So that was pretty good. But yeah, I think if you definitely have kids, go see it. But just in general, I think it's a Disney Pixar movie. Like I said, at worst it's gonna be great, and this one was really, really well done, between the singing, the themes, the way it actually looked, the story was really good. It's just a good family movie. So, and yeah, I would say go watch it now. Well, so what about you?
Nice. So with the movie Encanto, if I were to rate this movie, I would definitely rate it a watch now, just for the simple fact of the amazing singing, the extravagant colors, the cultural kind of aspects of having a Latino story be brought to Pixar Disney life. I know I switched that around. Anyways, it's just so magical to see representation, that's been due for so long. So I love when I see things like this. And for the most part, like the movie was just well done. It was well done. There's nothing you can really nitpick and say, hey, this movie was bad for X, Y, and Z reasons. Nah, this movie was great. And with that being said, I do watch. I rated a watch now, and then seeing it in the theaters. I think about our next question is, would you watch it again? And from my answer, I'm gonna answer first. I would definitely watch it again, and I'd even watch it without my kid too. It's that good. It's something that's just you can put it on and you don't have to pay attention. You can pay attention if you want, and it's so nice just to hear it even. So, would you watch it again?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, me and my girlfriend are probably definitely getting this like on Blu-ray, with the code, and we're gonna watch it probably a few more times and stuff like that. I mean, especially when it comes on Disney Plus, it's gonna be if the movies that are coming out weren't coming out, I would probably even go to the theater again if it was like kind of like nothing else coming out.
Oh yeah.
But since we got like some of the biggest movies of ever are gonna come out in the next couple weeks. Yeah. I mean, it's a fun movie. I mean, definitely when it comes out streaming, definitely when it comes out on Blu-ray, I'm gonna watch it again for sure. And then we got Benjamin in my top 5 for Disney animated movies. Nice. I can see that. It's really good, man. I mean, Disney animated stuff is really, really like they know what to do and how to do it, and yeah, it was really fun. It was really, really good, fun one. So we also look at Rotten Tomatoes, and this is like kind of no shock. So the tomato meter, which is by critics, is at 90%. So that is was that certified fresh on Rotten Tomatoes, and then the audience is 93%. So audience, critics, they all love it, which is like pretty awesome. But yes, let's see some of the critics. Clever, brightly colored images and bouncy songs. Yeah. And some same Encanto is a sweet and culturally thoughtful animated adventure focuses on family dynamics, positive, not so positive alike, give the sense of universality to which most audience will relate. Oh yeah, thanks. But yeah, I mean, the studio's best. Oh, there you go. The studio's best movie in more than 5 years. And that was a Cinemania from Spain.
Hey.
So the Spanish now, but and then a critic from Australia said right away there are too many human characters here and not enough jokes. But in most departments, even including Lin-Manuel Miranda's earnest songs, the craft isn't at the level expected from non-expense spared Disney production. Literally, I'm on like the first page of critic reviews. That is the one of two. So you got an Australia company that don't like it, and then an Irish one that says the same thing. The animation was good and blah blah blah, and Encanto will win. But it's too busy. Its storyline is aimless, which to satisfy anyone for too long. No, that's.
But they watch the same movie.
Yeah, seriously. Seriously.
I don't know, man.
But so, like legit on the first page, those are the only two bad reviews, And that one, the Irish Independent gave it a 3 out of 5, which I wouldn't go too bad. And then the Australia one gave it a 2 out of 5, which was like, damn, really? Yeah. So, and then obviously all the audience ones, all the same thing. There one person on here gave it a half a star. It was the worst movie. It was the worst movie. Only movie that was worse was The Circle, and The Eternals was better than those movies. I don't know what they were watching.
Somebody take that guy's internet away. He needs to go somewhere.
Brian said, when it's somebody else's culture, it's aimless.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
That uncultured swine. That's all I got to say.
But it's also like, I don't know, like you should be able to appreciate it. I think obviously family is a big thing in a lot of cultures, but definitely like in kind of like Latino culture, family is definitely always a big thing, so a
lot of cultures,
I mean,
for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I if you can't relate this to like your family or something like that, then yeah, I don't know. I don't know. But nah, it was awesome. I really, really enjoyed it. It was fun, a good musical. Yeah. This is gonna be one of those movies where you sing the songs all the time, kind of thing.
Yeah, it's so catchy. So, the jingles were really catchy. Got me repeating.
Yeah. But anything else, man? Before we start heading out?
Nah, that's it. Are you excited that now our Amazon packages are going to be pulling through? Did you hear about that? The whole like every system was down in the world that was important.
Oh no, I didn't know.
Yeah, apparently Amazon, like usual, the McDonald's ice cream machines, those were down as scheduled. And so Dead by Daylight was also down too. And that was something weird because they have, times when the game goes down or something, but not for 5 hours. That was killing some of these guys. Yeah.
I didn't hear about that.
Gamers, that 5 hours in gaming time is like it's way too long.
yeah, that's like a whole year. Yeah. But going forward for the next couple weeks, I think I wrote down the schedule somewhere. But we're looking at I think another musical. It's West Side Story. A musical version of Romeo versus Juliet, or Romeo and Juliet, not Romeo versus Juliet. So it's a Steven Spielberg thing. I don't think he directed. I think it's production. So it's gonna look pretty good. It's another musical. This is gonna be like our fourth musical on this show. So I know a lot of people that don't like West Side Story a lot. Because of in the past, like, oh well, hey, these are supposed to be like I think Puerto Ricans, and it's usually like a bunch of white people. So
that's funny.
So this one though, there's actual like Hispanics in it. So I don't know. I'm kind of about it, but I think it's gonna be fun. At least we'll see. But then we get into the big boys, Spider-Man. In 2 weeks. Ooh, man, I cannot wait for that. Wow. That question shouldn't even be, are you going to see it again? It's how many times are you going to see it? That should be the question for that week.
That's true.
And then we're doing that. And then we're also, then the week after that, The Matrix Resurrection.
Plug me up. Like that. I'm ready.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I can't wait, dog.
I can't wait. So those are gonna be two huge movies, and then the first week in January, The Kingsman, which is the prequel to The Kingsman, is finally coming out. This thing was supposed to come out early 2020, I think.
That's so bad.
I want to say like it was like March or April of 2020. So they're finally like to 2022. It's crazy. So. Yeah, so it's finally coming out. I think that's gonna be pretty fun too. But that's gonna be the next couple of weeks for the Spoiler Kings, and then also make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Check us out over on Discord. We're giving away movies, man. We're giving away movies.
Making it rain out here
all the time. Yeah. So if you're watching live, stick around. We're gonna give away the Jungle Cruise. We're finally giving that one away, so we're gonna get a lucky fan. If you're watching our replay, then appreciate you guys, and see you guys next week.
Later.
Cool. All right. So all the people hanging out, give me a minute, and then we'll get
this party started. Yeah. Because we stay giving out movies. Thanks to you. This is just a nice extra thing that we can do for some of our viewers. If you're sticking around and you stay all the way to the end, feel free to give us a share. Excuse me. And tell us about your friends. If you like talking movies, talking nerdy stuff, if you like breaking down the ins and outs of movies, talking about cinematography, I love doing that. I'll talk about that all day. When it comes to character development, really showing, how a character transforms from scene one to the end. Like, I love all that. So this is why I like to be a part of this discussion, because I get to point out the more deep things that that a lot of folks don't see. Some folks do see it. I try to look for something in this movie, Encanto. I know we're already done with the video, but I tried to look for like an Easter egg or something that would tie into another movie, another Pixar movie, like a freaking Toy Story.
There's gotta be.
Right, I was looking for a guitar somewhere. Maybe Coco was around the corner.
There has to be 100%.
I know
at least Colombia, one Coco reference,
and Coco was in Mexico, but still, like, they're not that far away. Like, come on, dog, have some kind of I almost thought I saw Ernesto de la Cruz. I almost thought I saw his like a young version of him. He had like that broad looking jaw. Yeah, when I was watching it, I was like, is that him? And and of course, my wife looked at me like, well, And then so I didn't think twice about it. But like, if I could have taken a picture, I would have wanted to for sure. Thank you, Daniel. Hi.
Thank you, Daniel.
Hello. Thank you for liking the stream. Right now we're just finishing up on our video. Encanto. We did a movie review. You'll be able to check it out tomorrow morning, if not in the next coming days. Look out for that on the YouTubes. Right now we're working on pulling up all the little mechanics for our giveaway. So this week we are giving away the movie. Which movie is it again? Not Jungle Cruise. We're giving away
Jungle Cruise. Yeah,
it is Jungle Cruise. Yeah, we're giving it away. And to one lucky viewer, whoever, and you have time right now. Like, while we're setting this up, you could get
only one. Got another minute.
Jungle Cruise. Go ahead on YouTube.
Yeah, he's got to go.
You might just have to talk about this L. She's so like not even in the zone to do this. She might just, we'll get next week's.
I'm right here.
But,
oh, you're gonna
hashtag what?
Hashtag
now just done.
Letting us know that you're following us, which you already are, and then you like the video if you want, and comment done. That's it.
Yeah. Anybody else hanging out?
Jungle Cruise.
You want to go Daniel? I know if he's still watching, go over on YouTube and check out Spoiler Kings
movie reviews.
Then Spoiler King movie review, part of the Nerd Huddle, and then we have the Jungle Cruise giveaway short. If you want to go on there, give it another minute or so. But that's while we wait. All right, so there's 2 movies that no one wants to get from me. And there were 2 movies that we were going to give away and we changed last second. So what do you want next week's to be? We have Snake Eyes or Reminiscence.
Ooh, I almost forgot what Reminiscence was about. Hold on, Reminiscence.
That's the memory one with Wolverine.
Yeah. Reminiscence and what was the other option?
Snake Eyes.
Snake Eyes. I guess let's just throw Snake Eyes out there.
Yeah, fun action movie.
Mm-hmm. Some Snake Eyes. So look out for Snake Eyes.
Yeah, Daniel, I'm always watching. Yeah, he was hanging out with the football talk yesterday.
I heard it.
So on the Facebook page, we put up all the Nerd Huddle stuff. So we have the nerdy stuff. We have the movie review here. Dynasty Pylon was just on right before us. So we that's the Nerd Huddle. We bring everything there. On YouTube, everything's a little separated. So we have a separate channel for Spoiler King, separate channel for Dynasty Pylon. Nerd Huddle has a few different things. And then coming soon, me and Brian are going to have the Did We Just Become Best Friends on its own channel. And that's where we do our like weekly Marvel breakdowns where we're breaking down Hawkeye and Book of Boba Fett when that comes out in a few weeks.
Oh yeah,
super excited about that. And then we do all the other nerdy stuff over there as well.
Thank you, Daniel. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Awesome.
See, make sure. Daniel Watson. Yeah. Make sure I get you on here.
Ooh.
Ah, crap.
My neck. My back.
All right.
My neck and my back.
Yeah, so every week we're trying to do a giveaway. Include extra. There we go.
It's to show you guys that we care, and it's kind of our thanks to you, just for joining the convo. We love it.
Yeah. All right. So we got everyone in here. Looks like everyone's good. Showing the love. Yeah, man. Appreciate it, dude. Showing the love.
Thank you so
much. Really appreciate it. Yeah, it really does, man. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cool, man. You want to start this little video, little giveaway video?
Yes.
All right. Let me do a little countdown. Ready? 3, 2, 1. All right. So welcome to the Spoiler Kings. We're giving away the movie Jungle Cruise. So let's do what we usually do. Do a quick watch of it. So this one, Will made an awesome video for it.
Spoiler Kings are giving away a free digital copy of Disney's Jungle Cruise. Rules are like, follow, and comment down below. Done for your chance to be randomly picked. Spoiler Kings are giving.
So like this part right here looks like you have like your arm over the rock because everyone's like leaning.
Yeah.
So super awesome, man. And then where we at? So let me bring this down. We got I did on the page. I don't have to type it in here too, right? Not here on the live. You need to put it on the giveaway video because that's how we usually pick it out. I've watched that video at least 20 times.
So on that specific short, the one we just showed, if you go on that short,
he's on it. Yeah, okay, I saw him comment on it a few days ago. So we usually do giveaways on Monday. This week has been a little crazy. So we're a few days late with the review. It's all good and stuff like that. But we're still giving it away. So it looks like we should have 1, 2, 3, and then we got Daniel Watson that just came in 2. So we got 9 giveaways. Oh, let me hide that. All right. So we use a random picker. So, no cheating and all that good stuff. So I still need there you go. Yeah. I need to download a drum roll. All right. So let's go. Good luck, everyone. Boom, 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 boom.
Who's it gonna be?
There we go. Annoyed Movies. Said done. Thank you. Cool, man. Yeah, I know Annoyed Movies has been in a bunch of different other giveaways. He's always leaving a comment. They're always leaving a comment, helping us out. But we appreciate that. Annoyed Movies. And also make sure you check them out on YouTube.
Do they right
let me see if they have their page up. Oh no, he don't have any videos up. I thought he had videos up. I could be thinking about somebody else. My bad. But yeah. Dude. Congrats to Annoyed Movies. And then now we did that. We are giving away next week. We are giving away Snake Eyes. Really, I don't want to say bad, but it was pretty bad. We did a review on it, and I think it was our least favorite movie that we've probably like. It is what it is. It's yeah, you can do that. But yeah, so you got Snake Eyes. So if you're a G.I. Joe fan, definitely want to check that out and stuff like that. I know people are looking for it, so which is good. So it is a popular movie to get on a digital code. But we will contact Annoyed Movies and get you your digital code for Snake Eyes. So yeah, we appreciate all that, man. Everyone coming, leaving a comment. Benjamin, Daniel, Brian's coming to hang out with us. Chicago Made Punk came in and did it. But
cool. That's crazy. That's awesome.
What was that?
I said he made it all the way from AEW.
AEW, yeah.
Mid finisher move. Went to go top.
Yeah, right.
That's awesome.
And then we got my mom Michelle liking the stream. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Some love. Cool, man. Anything else before we end this one here?
Nah, stay in school. Nah, that's all I got.
Cool. We'll put the giveaway video out probably tomorrow. I'll do a quick one. It probably won't be a fancy Will made one. It'll be a boring Kramer made one.
Nah, it's still gonna be
just so we can put it out real quick. Yeah, we'll do that, and yeah, I think that's it, man. You guys stream on Twitch at the same time? We do. We are on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. And just like how it is with Facebook, you have all the Nerd Huddle on Facebook. Same thing on Twitch. You have all the Nerd Huddle on Twitch. So you have Dynasty Pylon. Did we just become best friends? All the football stuff, all the nerdy stuff, all the movie stuff. That's all on Twitch as well. The only ones that we split up are YouTube, because YouTube likes to it needs that algorithm. It's like, oh wait, you can't be two things at once. you can't like sports and comic books. So yeah, exactly. But yeah, so yeah, go check us out on Twitch. We don't got too big of a following on Twitch, but it's getting there. I think we're like at 25-ish. So good stuff.
Yep.
Yeah. But cool. Yeah. Check out Snake Eyes is the next giveaway. Congrats, Annoyed Movies. And unless you got anything else, man, I think that is it for this week.
We out.
We out of here. Cool. All right, guys. See you guys later. If you're interested in some Hawkeye breakdown, because that new episode came out today, check out Did We Just Become Best Friends tomorrow. Link should be in the description. So check us out over there. Me and Brian go hardcore. We are super nerdy when it comes to that stuff. Like it's fun. Nice. It's fun. So if you like talking like all the crazy Marvel nerdy stuff, check that out too. But cool. All right, let's get out of here, man. Appreciate everybody. Thank you. And we'll see you guys later. Bye.
Deuces.